Hello everyone. Today let us learn about the interpretation of wave function. Here we are going to move in two parts. First is the probability interpretation and second one is the probability current density. Why we need to study is that in order to use the Schrödinger wave equation, which acts like a equation of motion in case of quantum mechanics, we need to understand the physical meaning of the wave function psi. That will be done in today's class. Let us study one by one. First one is the probability interpretation. The wave function, which is denoted as psi of rt, that is, it is a function of position as well as time, has no physical existence as such because psi is complex in nature. And if you consider the probability has to be real as well as non-negative. That is, p should be greater than or equal to 0. If you consider a classroom and you are finding a student in the classroom, you just can't say that probability of finding that student in the class is minus 0.5 or minus 50%. It will be always 0.5 or 50%. He may be absent or present. Based on that, there is 50-50 chance. That's why probability has to be always real and positive in nature. For that, in order to convert the complex nature into something productive like a probability, Born interpreted the product of the wave function psi of r comma t and its complex conjugate psi star as the position probability density p of r comma t, that is equal to psi star into psi, which is equals to square of the absolute value, that is mod of psi of r comma t. So this quantity, when it is defined over some volume d tau, it gives us the probability of finding the system at time t in a small volume element d tau surrounding the point r. And in order to get the total probability, we just need to integrate it. So integration from minus infinity to plus infinity of the square of mod of psi of rt into d tau is nothing but the total probability, and it has to be always unity. And for this equation to be finite, the wave function psi must tend to 0 sufficiently or rapidly as r is tending to plus or minus infinity. And that's why one can just multiply psi by a constant that is n, which is nothing but the normalization constant, and finally n into psi is a valid wave function. And by using this condition, we can find out the normalization constant, and substituting back in the equation we get the normalized wave function, which is a necessary condition for validity of wave function, which we have already studied while studying normalization of wave function. So this is how we just interpret the probability by using the wave function psi, which is complex in nature. Let's move on to the next part, which is probability current density. The probability of finding a system which is described by a wave function in a finite volume in space is given by integration of psi star into psi into d tau, and this changes as the wave function evolves with respect to time. And to study this, we need to understand or use the Schrödinger wave equation and also the complex form of it. See, whenever we are studying the electromagnetism or optics, the physically measurable quantities such as energy, intensity, all these are proportional to the square of the amplitude of the wave, and or else even if it is complex, then square of its absolute value. The probability of finding the particle somewhere is just independent of time we can consider. And all observers, we know that one particle exists somewhere, and based on that particle or some information about that particle is gained using the wave function, and when it is multiplied by its conjugate we get the probability. And the conservation of probability leads to a continuity equation, because this xi can be complex, and that's why the Schrödinger equation is in fact two equations. One is just as it is and another one is its complex conjugate. That is, we have the Schrödinger equation IH cross dou xi by dou t is equals to minus h cross square by 2m del square plus v of r into xi, and in order to get its complex conjugate we just need to convert I to minus I or minus I to plus I. So let us call these equations as equation 1 and equation 2. Now in order to get the probability current density, let us multiply xi star to equation number 1 and subtract it with equation number 2 with xi multiplied over it. When you do that, we get an equation something like this, and here we can observe that v of r xi star into xi and minus v of r xi into xi star both are the same quantities and they are going to cancel out. So we can simplify this equation where IH cross from the LHS can be taken constant, and xi star dou xi by dou t plus xi into dou xi star by dou t is nothing but dou by dou t of xi into xi star. It is something like a differentiation of u into v. It will be equal to minus h cross square by 2m is taken constant outside, and we are remaining with xi star del square xi minus xi into del square xi star. So just removing the IH cross from the LHS by dividing throughout, finally we get this equation number 3. In order to interpret this equation in a better way, let us integrate it in order to get the solution. So integrating equation number 3, we can observe equation number 4. Here xi star, we know it is the probability, and when you take the integration over a volume integral, when r tends to plus or minus infinity, the integral or xi into xi star tends to 0, and dou by dou t of this integral, which is the normalization integral, it will be equal to 0, because while explaining about normalization of wave function, I explained about the time evolution. Normalization condition is nothing but integration from minus infinity to plus infinity of xi into xi star into d tau is equals to 1. If you take the rate of change with respect to time, then we are getting it as equal to 0. That's why we say that once a wave function is normalized, it remains normalized throughout the system. Means with respect to change in time, we know there is no need to normalize the wave function again and again. That's why here we can observe that this time rate change of the integral is going to be equal to 0. That's why we can conclude that this integral is constant with respect to time. And here we define a probability current density, which is J of r comma t is equals to IH cross by 2m into xi del xi star minus xi star del xi. Here J must be interpreted as a probability current density, that is as the probability per second per unit area which is normal to the direction of j, that the particle be streaming in the direction of the j itself. So we can use this equation and finally get the continuity equation for probability. Here, if you consider equation number 3 and substitute the value from equation number 5, we get dou by dou t of p of r comma t is equals to minus del dot j of r comma t. Here I have just interchanged the first term with the second term in case of the brackets, so that directly we can substitute the value of probability current density. So when you rearrange, we get the continuity equation for probability, which is dou p by dou t plus del dot j is equals to 0. Remember, this j is a vector. So this is telling about the divergence, or when you take del dot j, we get it as current. This is a continuity equation for probability, and similar equation we have already seen, which is with respect to electrodynamics, that is dou rho by dou t plus del dot j is equals to 0. So this equation can be written in terms of integral form. An integral form of continuity equation is dou by dou t of integration over the volume element V p of r comma t d tau is equals to minus integration over the volume element of del dot j into d tau. Here the volume integral is over a finite volume, and this can be converted into the surface integral using the Gauss law. So when you use the Gauss law, finally we get this integral is equals to minus of closed integral, that is integration for a surface of j of r comma t into dA. A is nothing but the area. So here the surface integration is over the surface surrounding this finite volume. So Gauss law is used to convert the volume integral into surface integral. So volume integral of del dot j will be converting into the surface integral of j. So the continuity equation for probability can be written in these two forms also. So what is the meaning of it? So the result suggests that any decrease in probability in a region will be accompanied by an outflow of probability across its surface. So if the probability of finding a system in some region increases with time, then the probability of finding the system outside decreases by the same time. It is something like a weighing scale. So the finite rate of change of probability of finding the particle within the finite volume must be the negative of the probability of the net outflow of particle. This is what this equation, which is the continuity equation of probability, explains. And we can just understand this again by matching the units also. So starting from the probability density, we finally lead to the existence of current, that is del dot j, which is nothing but dou j by dou x, like that you can say, if it is for one dimension. So if you consider the normalization condition, integration of xi into xi star into dx is equals to 1, from that you can understand the dimension of xi as 1 by root L, and the term in the bracket of the continuity equation is nothing but xi star del xi minus xi into del xi star. So when you check it, the units are going to be 1 by L square, length square. Then if you consider for h cross, the dimension is m L square by t, and that's why the dimension of h cross by m is going to be L square by t. So finally the dimension of j is going to be 1 by t, which is nothing but probability per unit time. So substituting the value of probability current density into the integral or into equation number 3 is valid, because there is no disturbance with respect to units and dimensions. So this is about the interpretation of wave function, the probability interpretation as well as probability current density. This is for today's session. Thank you.